Alright, my friends, I am back. I am back as we are knitting. We are doing happy knitting. This year is all about happy knitting. And as you remember, let's make sure I'm not too, if I have to back out. You know, I am working out of this book by Melissa Leitman called Knitting Modular. Knitting Modular. And I've shared that, you know, I bought the book and then I realized it was not quite what I thought it was. And then I decided, you know, well, let's see, can I make it work in other ways? So I'm showing you my modified version of working the charts in her book, this particular book. And so just to let you see, this, we are working chart number 45. Now I suggest that everyone, you know, if you're a seasoned knitter or that you like collecting your own books, get this book off of Amazon or go online to any used bookstore and see can you find it. It's well worth getting it if you like to. I like to collect my own books, you know. If not, and you're still new and says, well, Jay, I'm kind of learning, then just follow me step by step. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, this chart that we are working here is chart, I just want to remind everybody where it came from. It's chart, like I said, number 45. Alright, we're not going to use any names, we're just going to use the numbers because I'll be working lots of charts out of there and it's a lot easier to keep up with the numbers. Alright, now when I left you, we had worked, we had gone by, you know, we had done our 5-ridge garter tab and we started at row 5 and we had worked from row 5 all the way up to 24. The last row was a purl row, and that's where I left you, and I said I'd just do mine off camera. This is a good time if you haven't got there, or let me tell you this is a good place, row 24. You remember when we started, we were on smaller needles, smaller in length needles. We are working with a number 9. At least most people will be working with a number 9, but the needle I was using to start was like a 29-inch in length. Well, I filled that up real quick. So when I got to row 24, off camera, and I started to purl, I picked up a longer in-length needle, like a 936. So here's my 936, and I purled row 24 from my shorter needle onto this longer needle. Does that make sense? Now my stitches are on this 936 in length circular needle to give me a little more room. I didn't quite need the 48. That would have been like all in the way, especially me trying to demonstrate. So 936 works out good. But you can, you know, you just know that you're going to have to eventually put things on longer needles in length, longer in length. Alright, so now before we get started, let me just go over something else that will be helpful. The first time we went through from 9 through 24, there was no increases. We just worked the stitches just as they appeared here. Now the second time around starts the repeat. That's another reason I liked the way the charts were set up. We didn't have to worry about repeating at the beginning. Now I can take you. We're going to start again, but now notice the repeat is this dark, see that box right there? That's the repeat of the pattern. Okay? And to start the second time around, we only have to drop down to row 9. Row 9 starts where we will start repeating, and then it will go from 9 to 24. 9 to 24. 9 to 24 every time you want to repeat this pattern. And I had to eventually do it 4 times. Alright, so now, let's see if there's, so there's one other thing. This is a helpful tip and a hint. Take yourself a Sharpie, or Sharpie, you know, like a marker. And what I'm going to do, because a visual aid is just so helpful, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to mark up this side of that box and then this side. And I'll show you how useful that is going to work once we start working it. Now, can you see that? Okay, I'm trying to figure out the lighting and how to get this chart on here, so I hope this works. All right, now we will start at row 9. We don't have to go any far down than row 9 because the instructions in the book says for the repeat, work row 9 through 24. And that's where we are. So I have not only put on row 24, I've changed my needle to a longer needle. If you missed it this time, you say, oh, I'm already past that. Well, when you get to row 10 down here, the wrong side, just change it in. Just a wrong side row, you're just purling across, and that makes it super easy to change a needle size or anything, or the cable, to get a longer cable. So now let's see if there's anything else that I need, because this will go quick. Just like you did the first. How'd you like knitting off the chart the first time? And we could, without me talking and reading out the rows, it would have been even faster. But I wanted to make sure that you had everything that you need to work this. Alright, now so just to get you started, just to get everyone started, we're working the shawl. Our work is set up with the border on each side. This long span here now is the shawl, and you can see how fast it has grown. Look how fast it has grown with just going up one time. Then here is the chart right here in the center. Can you see that? That's the chart. That's the pattern we're working. And then, of course, the shawl on this side, the part that grows. And then the last thing is a border, a 4-stitch border on this side. So let me go back around, and I dropped my marker, so let me put it back on. And let me just go ahead. Now, remember on the right side rows, the increase is knit 1, stop, yarn over, and then knit that same stitch again. Go right up under it, just like that. Now we can knit across to the chart. This is a shawl. This is the part that grows. And as I shared with you, you see how super fast it starts to grow. It's like, man, just check my camera one more time. Like I said, I'm trying a new lights and got me some little homemade lights. Tried to come up with, I rigged up something. So I'm trying to, because I don't know how else to do these charts. I don't want to go through all that. Trying to put it on the computer and all that. That's too many steps, too much trouble. Look, old school. Get yourself a cross-stitch stand. That's all it is. I had a cross-stitch stand. A magnetic. And I said, let me try this. So, as you can see, I'm just knitting across the shawl section. I could have had this done, but I just want to make sure. Any little help I can give you, a reminder of, especially if you're knitting from a chart and you're new at it, you're not. Alright, so as you can see, I am coming up to the chart. The chart is right here. I have highlighted this side of the box and this side where we're going to do repeat. This is the repeat section in here. We repeat this as many times as we need to get to the end. And sometimes that might be a little confusing to someone who's not used to it. Like, well, Jay, where do I go from here? Alright, so look, I'm up to the last stitch there, so now I'm going to slide the marker. Alright, back. Alright, as before, the first and last stitch of every right side row, you have to yarn over in order to make the chart grow. The shawl is growing and the chart is growing. So we got two things going on. So the first thing I do, row 9. Alright, I won't read it. I'll go ahead and read it out so that you'll get the gist of it right quick. We start with a yarn over. Then we knit 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. Then we do this little symbol. She gives the information right here. It's slip 2 stitches, knit 1, then reach back and pass those 2 slip stitches over and off. Then there's a yarn over, knit 1, 2, stop. And we'll stop right there so you can see what we're doing. Alright, so yarn over. I'm at the beginning again. Now I'm in, this is how I'm going to call it out so you'll be able to tell where I am. Yarn over is the first stitch. Now in the box, you see the box, you see the highlight, all right? In the box, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. Now I'm at that slip 2 stitches, knit 1, pass slip stitch over. But I want you to stop, and I'm going to show you as I go through. I'm going to show you how to knit. I call it knitting with landmarks. Knitting with landmarks. Learn to recognize where stitches fall, and then you'll know when you come to that place or if you miss it. So knitting by landmarks. So right now I'm going to look. The next thing is slip 2, knit 1. So I know there's going to be 3 stitches. And I see these 3 little stitches here. So I'm going to slip 2, 1, 2, knit 1. Now reach back and pass those 2 that I slipped over and off. Just like that. Okay. Now yarn over. Now inside the box I knit 2. 1, 2. Stop. Okay, now look. And we only have 1 stitch left, so you know right there, that tells you, well now Jay, where's what do I do with these stitches? This is what the repeat is. This is where you're going to add the repeat. And every time you get to this yellow line here, if you have stitches left, you have to take your eye and go back to the front of the box. Every time you get here and you see that all these stitches are left on your needle, that means I have to go back up here and repeat that again. Back to the yellow line. That's why I suggest you highlight it. And that way you never forget. So I go right back up. And what does it say up there? It says knit 3. 1. I don't have to do the yarn over. It's not in the box. Only in the box. 2, 3. Now I do a yarn over. Now I look and I say, oh yeah, this is supposed to be 3 stitches. Knit 2, slip 2, knit 1, pass slip stitch over. There are 3 stitches, so I'm going to slip 2, knit 1, so I know I'm in the right place because I see the landmark, and then pass those 2 slip stitches over. Yarn over. Now what do I need to do? Knit 2 in the box. 1, 2, stop. All right, look again. Okay, Jay, I still got more stitches. Do I go back again? You take your eye, goes all the way back to the beginning where the yellow is, where I've already highlighted. I save myself a lot of frustration by just doing that. I know to go right there, and let's go. Again, it says knit 3. 1, my heat's going to kick on, but I'm going to speak up. 2 and 3. All right, now yarn over. All right, now I need 3 stitches again. Yep, so there's a landmark. The landmark is where that you slip 2, knit 1, reach back and pass those 2 slip stitches over. Landmark made. I know I'm correct. Yarn over, and what's left in the box? Knit 2 stitches. Okay, Jay, I've knit 2 stitches. Now we can go outside of the box. Outside of the box, you have 1 stitch left, and then you have to do the last yarn over. So look, there's that 1 stitch. So I do the 1 stitch, and then I have to yarn over to keep it growing, slide the marker, and guess what? I'm off to the races on this side of the shawl. Pull up a little yarn, then I'll stop and hold it up. Okay, we have just completed row 9, and we have made increases. So now you can see the chart section is going to grow out along with the shawl as it grows out. Does that make sense? As long as you remember to put that yarn over in the beginning and the end. But do you see how we had to repeat? So that's why you need to highlight. That's a little tip. And I'm going to show you landmarks every row, somewhere to say, oh, Jay, I reached the landmark. Oh, I see. You'll be surprised how quick you will pick this up if you use my little landmark system. There's probably other people I'm sure use the same thing, but I'm giving mine a name. But this is how I taught myself, so I didn't jump somewhere and just find that somebody was using. This is how I taught myself. Because I didn't have, back in the day, I didn't have no YouTube and all that. I didn't have no knitting groups and knitting shops. I had to figure it out. Alright, so now, look. That was row 9. Of course, row 10, when you get there, and if you haven't changed your needle to a longer needle, you can simply do that. Row 10, don't forget, when you get to the wrong side, you have to yarn over. And, well, I don't want to waste my thing, but let me just remind you one more time. Because people, you know, you'd be surprised how quickly, if it's not something you're used to, or if you kind of in the learning stage and there's so much going on, and when you're working charts, this is a time to just be to yourself. I call it happy knitting. I don't try to do it and try to cook too. I don't try to do it and try to run and do the laundry too. I do it when I can just really relax and enjoy the knitting. Hold on 1 minute, make sure my camera's still, yep, everything is going. Okay, so when I can really enjoy this. So there's a lot going on. You are increasing on each end of the shawl. Now when I get to the end of the shawl, remember this is the right side. So I do on this end, I knit 1, stop, yarn over, go up under the strand and knit it again. So that increases the shawl. And then I slide the marker and knit the, oops, don't do a yarn over. Wait. Then knit 1, 2, yeah, knit the 4 stitches. I thought I had made an extra stitch for some reason. Okay, so now when I take it off, I did put my yarn over in. I stuck a yarn over in there some kind of way, but I'll take it off when I come back. Okay. Alright, so now when I turn the work, I just wanted to remind you, since I showed you on the front, now I'm on row 10. That's the wrong side. But we still have to increase. So I do my, here it is, I do my a 4-stitch border. I dropped a stitch, that's what happened. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now slide the marker. Now on the wrong side, the purl side, in order to make our increase, remember, it may take a minute to think about it. You have to yarn over and then bring the needle around to the front again so that you can purl all the stitches. This is where you would have changed your needle at the beginning, because now all we have to do is just purl across. We don't have to worry about the pattern. Trying to change your needle and do the pattern too might be a little much. Alright, so now I'm going to purl across and then make sure I do that last yarn over. So this is not row 10, the wrong side. I will see you back at row 11 on the right side. Alright, so now I'm back and I am at row 11. And row 11 of, as we start working up to the top of the chart in our repeat section. Now, row 11, of course, starts with a yarn over and then knit 1 outside of the box. Now, in the box, I knit 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over. Slip, slip, knit, knit 2, stop. Alright, so let's just do that. Let me get up to, I slide my marker. Now I'm on row 11, the right side. I start with a yarn over and knit 1. Now inside of the box, I knit 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then I have a yarn over. Then I have a slip, slip, knit. Then knit 2 in the box, stop. Because I have all these stitches left, so I know I have to go back up to the front of the box. Inside the box only, knit 4. 1, 2, let's see, 3, and 4. Yarn over. Now I have that slip, slip, knit because it leans to the left. Inside the box, knit 2. 1, 2. Stop. Still have more stitches. Back up to the front of the box only. Knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Knit 2 stitches in the box. 1, 2. Now I see I don't have many stitches, so I look outside the box and I see that I need to end this row 11 with knit 2 and then of course a yarn over. So I have outside the box knit 2, 1, 2, and then a yarn over. I slide the marker and I work across the shawl section on row 11. Just like that. Okay. Alright, row 12 is the wrong side. I will see you back at row 13. Alright, so now we're up to row 13, and row 13 reads, of course, yarn over. Outside the box, knit 2, 1, 2. Inside the box, knit 2. Then knit 2 stitches together, it leans to the right, yarn over, knit 1 in the center, right there, yarn over, then a slip, slip, knit, knit 1, stop. So let's go with that. Alright, I do my yarn over, alright, outside the box, knit 2, 1, 2. Now I'm on the inside of the box, knit 2, 1, 2. Then knit 2 stitches together, just like that. Then do a yarn over and knit 1 stitch in the center. Now stop and look and see where that 1 stitch falls, just to see, because we're going to be doing repeats, so you want to kind of see it. Falls in a strange place. But knit 1, then yarn over, then a slip, slip, knit. Then knit 1 stitch. Alright, go to the front of the box again. In the box, you knit 2. 1, 2. Now, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, then you have a knit 1. See if you hit a landmark. Oh, I hit the landmark. Look at that strange place that knit 1 right in the center falls. Okay, so I knit 1 there, then I yarn over, then I slip, slip, knit, knit 1. I have more stitches left. Oh, knit 1. Okay, I have more stitches left, so I need to go back up to the front of the box. Again, knit 2. 1, 2. Knit 2 stitches together. Whoops, got a split yarn there. Knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, and knit 1. Check the landmark. There it is, in the right place. So I knit 1, yarn over, and then slip, slip, knit, and knit 1. So now I see that I only have a few stitches left, so I can go outside the box. Outside the box on this edge, this side, I knit 1, 2, 3, and then put my yarn over. So now let's do that. Knit 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, slide the marker, and continue to knit across the shawl. All right. Now, row 14 is the wrong side. I will see you back on row 15 as our shawl, the chart part, starts to grow. Well, we're up to row 15. Now it's going to start to get a little busier and a little longer. Row 15 starts out with yarn over. Now knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, Now inside of the box, knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over. In the center, knit 1, 2, 3. Then yarn over, then a slip, slip, knit, stop. So now we're going to take care of row 15. Every time I move my camera to check everything, sometimes I seem to move it out of frame, so I have to check myself every once in a while. Okay. Whew. Tight quarters to try to get the lighting right, the chart right. Alright, here we go. In the chart, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together. Now, inside of the box, knit 1, whoops, back out, mistake, 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 back out. Recognize it just as soon as I finished, back out. Now let's go again. 15, yarn over, there's the first stitch, then there's a knit 1, then there's a yarn over, then, okay, a slip, slip, knit. I thought I said knit 2 together. There's a slip, slip, knit outside of the box, right there, right here. Alright, now inside of the box, I knit 1 stitch, then I knit 2 stitches together. Now do a yarn over, stop. He says knit 3. I want you to pull the stitches apart because I believe this is going to be a landmark. Look at that. There's 3 stitches that are right together. Knit 3. So I'm going to knit those 3 right in the center. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yarn over and slip, slip, knit. Stop. I have lots of stitches left, so I know I have to go back up to the front of the box. And in the box it says knit 1. Knit 2 stitches together because it's leaning to the right. Yarn over. Now knit 3. Landmark. See if those 3 stitches are just like the ones you saw the first time. There they are. 1, 2, 3. Can you see them? Right there. Alright, so knit 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now yarn over and slip, slip, knit. Stitches, more stitches left, so I have to go back to the front. Knit 1. Okay, now knit 2 stitches together. Yarn over. And it says knit 3, and I'm going to check and see if I hit my landmark. There they are. 1, 2, and 3. Right there. Alright, so after that yarn over, I knit 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Alright, let's see how many stitches we have left. Alright, we don't have many stitches, so I know I'm out of the box now. The first stitch outside of the box is a knit 1. Yarn over. Slip, slip, knit. Knit 1 stitch. And in row 15 with the yarn over. Just like that. And of course, continue knitting the shawl. Stop, open it up. It's growing. And every once in a while, it's good to check that little row of eyelets so you can see that you did yarn over on every right side row on each end. Alright, now row 16 is the wrong side. You simply purl back. Be sure to make your increases. You hadn't forgot that, have you? We've got 2 things going on. The shawl's growing, now the chart's growing too. I will see you back at row 17. Well, we're up to row 17. I'm trying to keep it moving so that you will have plenty of work and time to work this out. Row 17 starts, of course, with a yarn over, then knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 2, 1, 2, outside of the box. Now inside the box you knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and then here's, right in the center, here's our little stitch here, where it says slip 2 stitches, knit 1, reach back and pass those 2 slip stitches over and off the needle. Then a yarn over, and then knit 2, stop. So I am up to the chart, row 17. Let me just check and make sure I'm still in focus here. Okay. It says, of course, yarn over. You start it all with yarn over. Then knit 2 stitches together. Just like that. Yarn over. Knit 2 outside of the box. 1, 2. Now in the box, you knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then there's a yarn over. And then look for the center. You need 3 stitches, and there are 3 right there together. So I'm going to call that a landmark. So you need to slip 2, 1, 2, just slip them over, then knit the 3rd stitch. Now reach back and take your time and pass each slip stitch over and off. Find the slip stitch, take it over and off the needle. Now yarn over, and then knit 2 in the box. 1, 2. Okay, so now, of course, you see I have plenty of stitches left, so that means to go back up to the front of the box, and in the box it says knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Get some more yarn here. Alright, now do a yarn over. See that? I just yarn over. Now, slip 2. 1, 2, knit 1 stitch. Reach back and pass those slip stitches over and off. 1, 2. I do them separate. I guess you can do them together. I don't know. Then yarn over, and then knit the 2 in the box. 1, 2. Still stitches left, so back to the front. Knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, look for the landmark of 3 stitches together. There they are right there. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I knit those 1, 2, 3, knit those, yarn over, knit 2 stitches in the box. 1, 2, so I only have a few stitches left, so now I'm on this side, outside of the box, and I knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, and in with the yarn over. So now outside of the box, it's knit 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then yarn over, slip, slip, knit, and of course I have to end with the yarn over, slide the marker, and continue to knit the shawl. Oops, just keep right on knitting across. And then of course make increases in the appropriate places. Don't forget. Now, getting wider. That was row 17 with all the repeats. Row 18 is the wrong side, so I will see you at row 19. Okay, I found a mistake, or I caught a mistake when I finished row 17 and had started back on the purl side. Okay, on row 17, remember that landmark? Remember, inside the box, I have knit 3, 1, 2, 3, then a yarn over, and then I have slip 2 stitches, knit 1, reach back and pass those 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 2. Alright, right here in the center that I missed one. Now watch. You can always look to the front of your work. You can read it better. I don't know how well this yarn is showing up, but where I have those slip stitches over, those 3 stitches, you can see it makes a little knot here in the front. So there's 1, 2, and then right here I said knit 3, but what I meant to say is slip the 2, knit 1, then pass them over. So if you look real close, I have, just like the chart, a yarn over, then that little 3 stitches that I'm supposed to work, and then a yarn over. So there it is right there. There is a yarn over, then I have those 3 stitches, which I forgot to work right, 1, 2, 3, and then the other yarn over. So right here, there's that mistake. But I was too far, so as soon as you think of something or something nudges you, something's not right, go back and look at the front of the work and just see, they're all, you know, you can just look and see, because you can tell where there might be a mistake, because we're just repeating. Everything should line up or look the same. So I marked it, I flagged it right away with one of those little locking markers. See there? I put a little flag on it. So now I'm on the wrong side. And so I'm coming up and I'm going to see if I can go ahead and fix it, because I don't want to go back or take anything out. But it will throw me off if I don't, because I'll have 3 stitches. Those 3 are were supposed to become 1. You slip 2, knit 1, then pass the 2 over. So you're left with 1 stitch where I'm going to have 3. So I've got to get rid of that. So on the wrong side, on the purl side, but I checked it in my mind from the right side to make sure that's what I need to do. Okay, so watch. I just come here. I come up to where I flagged it. So I'm purling. This is the wrong side. Okay, I see I have the flag right there. There's a yarn over, and then here's a yarn over on this side. The mistake is right here with these 3. So on the right side, I should have slipped 2, knit 1, then pass those 2 over. So I'm going to work this. Now I'm going to take this stitch right here. That's the one that I knit, and then I should have slipped those over. So I'm going to reach back and just slip those over that first stitch. Just slip them over, because I forgot to do it on the right side. I hope this is in frame. Slip it over. Now I can purl. Now I've taken those 3 stitches and turned them into 1. May not be pretty, may not, but nobody will notice, and you did not have to go and do everything or take stuff out. And I'm gonna go ahead and purl it, and then purl that yarn over afterward. And then I'm gonna turn it to the front just to see if it looks decent enough, or if I fixed it enough to turn those 3 into 1, so that it matches the other group. There it is. So I have the yarn over. Now I've got 1 stitch with that little bump, and then the yarn over. Does that make sense? When I was reading the chart and I got there and I said knit 3 when I should have said slip 2, knit 1, pass the 2, slip stitch over. So I made a mistake right there, but I saw it and I caught it right away. I flagged it to see if I could maybe fix it on the wrong side. I was able to, because all I had to do was just slip the 2 that I forgot to slip over that 1 stitch. So now it looks like that one. It looks like, just go up the row. It looks like that. Looks like that. 1, 2, 3. So that worked out great. I was able to show you, not to panic. But I look at things from the right side. I don't, I can see better and understand better, or figure out something from the right side of the work. So you just turn it over to see what you might be able to do. And I was able to do that on the wrong side. And so now I will say again, I will see you at row 19. All right, back in just a moment. Good save. All right, finally we're up to row 19. Oh, I'm so glad I caught that. And I was able to flag it. If you have a little unction like that, don't just fight through it. It says, you know, something's telling me I might have missed something or done something. So go back and check and look. All right, let me just make sure my camera, because I think I hit my camera. Okay. Alright, so now on row 19, let me go ahead and read it. It says, we start, of course, with a yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 2 outside of the box. Now in the box, knit 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 2, stop. So let's take care of that. Alright, so here I am on the chart. So I yarn over and I knit 1. I yarn over. I slip, 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 knit. Alright, then I knit 1 right outside of the box. Alright, let me just check. Yarn over, knit 1. Yarn over. Slip, slip, knit. Excuse me, knit 2 outside of the box. I thought, I said, have I lost one? I knit 2 outside of the box. And I'll just check. I guess I'm a little tired, people. Okay, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 2 outside the box. Now we're here inside the box. Alright, bear with me. Now, inside of the box, it says knit 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and do a slip, slip, knit. Alright, and then knit 2 inside of the box. 1, 2, stop. Now, of course, I have more stitches, so I need to go back up to the front of the box. And it starts with a knit 4. So 1, 2, 3, let's see, wait a minute, I lost my train. Sometimes when I lose my train of thought, go back to a stitch that you can figure out. So I have to go back here. I see that stitch right there. Then I knit 2. Then I knit 1, 2, 3, so 4, knit 4. Okay, now I'm back. Yarn over. Now slip, slip, knit. Knit 2. 1, 2. Alright, I'm back to the front. I can remove my little marker because I fixed that problem. So I can move that back up to the front. And it says knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over. Slip, slip, knit. Right there. Knit 2. 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to check myself because I still feel funny, like, did I miss something? So, I see that I only have a few stitches, so outside of the box I knit 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, yarn over. Okay, so I'm going to count before I even go 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. It's right. Alright, so here we go. Outside of the box, knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now yarn over. Then I have a slip, slip, knit right there. So I need those 2 stitches. Can you see those 2 stitches? So I need that slip, slip, knit. And then I always end with the yarn over as my last stitch. Slide the marker and knit. You can tell when you're getting tired because all of a sudden you're just like, oh, you start doubting yourself. Did I do that? Did I do this? So then, of course, knit across the row to finish out the shawl on this side, including all increases. Now I can spread it out, and as you see, we've already started to fill up this needle, but I'm going to continue on. This is a 36. See how the cable is filling up? But I'll go a little further. I'm going to go ahead and get the last couple of few rows on this. But there it is as it starts to grow. Sometimes you can turn it around just for fun to kind of look at it. And you can see how the design, and then look at that pretty, there's that garter, my 5 ridge garter tab right there for this sweater weight style shawl. You know, back in the day, anyone, you know, the people that follow me, you know, a lot of them, you remember back in the day when we would wear our sweaters, maybe to work or to school or to church or something, you know, you just put your sweater over your shoulder. You didn't have to put your arms in your sweater. You'd always put a pretty sweater over your shoulders. Well, that's what this is. It's like a sweater. It's a sweater weight, but without arms, without sleeves. So once we finish, you'll be able to just put this sweater shawl over your shoulders. So pretty. All right, so that is row 19. Row 20 is the wrong side with all its increases. And then I will see you at row 21. All right, back in just a little bit. I'm determined to get this done tonight. All right. All right, we're up at row 21. So I knit over and slide my marker. Now, as you get more yarn overs, take your time. I think I had dropped a yarn over at the beginning, so I had to unknit some to get back to where I could see if I could start the row again. Row 19 was right, so I had dropped maybe one of the yarn overs in row 20 as I started 21. So row 21, let me read it first so you can see. Take your time, because all these yarn overs, you may think you worked it and then maybe you forgot one. So we start with yarn over first, then knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 1. That's all outside of the box. Now in the box, knit 1, 2, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, then slip, slip, knit, and then knit 1. Stop, because we have to come back and repeat. So let's go. Take our time. I start with a yarn over. Don't forget that. If you do, it'll throw your row off. Yarn over. Now knit 2 stitches together. Then yarn over. See where the knit 1 falls. It falls right there. That's the landmark we look for. So knit 1. Now look, yarn over again. Slip, slip, knit. Knit 1 outside of the box. Now, when we go inside the box, it's knit 2. 1, 2. Now knit 2 stitches together. Wait, I got a split yarn here. There we go. Just do it again. Let's knit 2 stitches together. All right, then a yarn over. Look at where the landmark for that knit 1, that center, from, we did the same thing right down here. So knit 1 right there in that funny stitch. So I knit 1, then I yarn over again, then I slip, slip, knit, and knit 1. And of course we have stitches left, so we go back up to the beginning of the box. Knit 2, 1, 2, knit 2 stitches together. Okay, then yarn over, knit 1. There's the landmark, that funny stitch where I'm going to do that knit 1. Knit 1. Yarn over, slip, slip, knit, and knit 1. Let's see how many stitches we have left. I think we have to go back up to the beginning. Knit 2, 1, 2, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 1 right there. In that 1 stitch, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip knit. And the last stitch in the box is knit 1. Now I'm outside of the box because I only have a few stitches left. Alright, outside of the box, row 21 right here, it says knit 2, 1, 2, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, there's that knit 1 in the funny place, knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip knit, and then in with a yarn over. Slide the marker, and of course knit across this side of the shawl. It's easy to get comfortable as you're working some of the rows before because they were real easy. Then, as you get near the end, the yarn overs start to build, and it's so easy. So that's the time to slow down and really, like I say, and just call it out to yourself. Alright, so now that completes row 21, and I'm going to open it out. Just look and see. Does it look right? Does it seem to flow? Alright. So now, row 22, we purl back, making the increases in the appropriate place, and I will see you at our final pattern row, row 23, the right side. Take care now. These last 2 or 3 rows, is if you're going to make mistakes, it's going to be here because we have so many yarn overs. Don't get distracted. Alright, back in just a minute. Alright, we have made it to row 23, our last pattern row. We are working chart number 45 of the Knitting Modular Stitch Book. And I come up to, so I'm working. Alright, let me read row 23 first. As the other rows, you make sure that you start with a yarn over, then knit 2 stitches together, yarn over. Now knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. That's outside of the box. Now, inside the box, we knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and slip, slip, knit, stop. So, let's see what we have here. Like I said, mainly pay attention and take your time on the last few rows so that you don't drop yarn overs. Alright, I start with a yarn over after I slide the marker. Then I knit 2 stitches together, row 23. Then yarn over. Now it calls for knit 3 stitches, and I want you to look. We're going to use that as a landmark. Look to the next 3 stitches and see if there are 3 stitches that just kind of are just together right there, just like that, like in a little group. Okay, so I go ahead and knit those 3 stitches, 2, 3, then another yarn over, then slip, slip, knit. That's outside of the box. Now we're on the inside of the box, and we start with a knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over. There's that knit 3 again, so let's see, can we find those 3 stitches? There they are, 1, 2, and 3. So I knit 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, and then I slip, slip, knit. The last stitch in the box. Of course, I have lots of stitches to work, so I'm back up to the front of the box for a repeat. The repeat is knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 3, and I'm using them as a landmark, so I see the 3 together, so I go ahead and knit 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Alright, to the front of the box again. Knit 1. Knit 2 stitches together. Yarn over. Knit 3. There's my landmark. Knit 3 stitches. So just show them to you again. Make sure you see them. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So knit 3. That way I'm keeping track of where I am in my stitches. Yarn over and slip, slip, knit. Now let's see. We only have a few stitches left, so let's go outside of the box. Knit 1. I'm here now. Knit 1. Knit 2 stitches together. Yarn over. There's 3 stitches right there, the landmark. So I knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. Slip, slip, knit the last 2 stitches. And I have to end with a yarn over. Slide the marker. And you may have to hold that yarn over. Then I knit to the other end of my shawl. I'll get up here, I'll knit a few stitches, then we're going to just stop. And I'll give you a little information. Okay. Let's just stop, make sure. Hold our lace open. As you can see, even on this needle that I just changed it to, the shawl is growing so because we're not only growing the shawl, but we're growing the chart also. So if it starts to feel a little uncomfortable, or you just know that you want to go to a longer needle, longer in length, then the best time to do it is the next row, row 24. Row 24 is the wrong side, and you would do the appropriate increases for the shawl, but you just purl across the row. That's the best time to change to a longer needle or another needle if you prefer. If this is just getting too much to, if it's too scrunched up and if you have a 48 or whatever you have, that's the best time on row 24. Now, guess what? When I did my shawls, I need at least 4 repeats. And I have already worked 2 repeats. We have worked the first 2 repeats together. So you will have to continue to work. Now you only have to go down to row 9. To start again, you'd go down, you'd finish row 24, purling back, changing the needle if you need to. Then when you go down and start again, you'd start at row 9. That's the farthest you have to go down. So you go 9 and then back up to 24. One more time, then 9 up to 24. That will give you 4 repeats in all, because like I said, I've worked 2 repeats with you. Just to make sure for those that are new at working charts and how to understand how to work the repeats. And just reading the chart. So that I'm going to, I just wanted all this on, to be by, just separate. And then what I will do in the next section, or part of the tutorial, I'll come back and bring the shawl, and we'll talk and decide how we want to end. Some people might want to try something different. I'll show you, give you some ideas, something simple, or something that you might want to, go a little further for those that are more seasoned. It's up to you. So until next time, you have practiced, and you have already knit 2 repeats of the shawl. You need at least 2 more. If you're taller, try, knitting a total of 5 repeats, just to make your shawl look pretty and drape pretty. Hey, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else on this section. I'm so happy that you joined me. that you, like I said, there's a lot of knitting, but I'm trying to make, this is happy knitting. That's what I want it to be, happy knitting. You can work at your own pace. We're not in a race. This is something that you can just build on as you grow stronger in reading and working from charts. What do you think of that? Well, as you can tell, I'm losing my voice. But I sure appreciate you being with me. I sure appreciate you just taking the time to all the encouragement, and because I don't think I can continue if I just, you know, if I just thank you so much for all the support. So now, this is Jay. This is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. To all my friends, everyone, everywhere, and every size. Thanks for joining me, and I will continue to work now, and then I will be back in just a few, just like I normally try to. You know, I try to keep my tutorials. I don't like them spaced out too far because I don't want you to forget where you are or what you're doing. So I will be back as soon as possible, and we will take a look at the shawl and then discuss some other things. So until then, take care and happy knitting. Bye-bye.